Hi everybody. Now that our tech order is pretty much on the way, now is a good time to run through some of the kit with you to save you having to rely on instructions and stuff like that. It's easier to see it in the flesh. Okay, so I'm going to start with this because I'm going to put the phone in here in a second so I can use it for my demonstration. Okay, so basically this is an angle poised clamp light. It screws on underneath your desk. This clamp here, it's very, very solid. Then your angle poise fits into it. You can tie the cable away. This holder here basically holds your phone. It's spring loaded, so you just put the phone in and it clamps it. It can be tightened both here and here. The light is very good. The light basically has 3 colors. So let's just show you the little remote control here. Okay, so this powers it on and off, obviously, power button. Okay, but what you have is this center button here with the little spiral arrows. We'll change it from cool white to warm white. Now it's going to look exactly the same because the phone is auto compensating for color. So let's look at something else. So let's point it down here. So this is warm white, cool white, and white. Okay, so you'll see the reflected light, but automatically the phone will compensate and try to make whatever it's looking at white, so you can't really see that. But it also has a dimmer. So you've got plus and minus. So if I press minus and look at the light, now you can see, again, you need to see it because the phone is compensating with gain. So I'll bring it up and then I'll look at the table, look at the green screen, and then we'll bring the light down. So you can kind of see there. Okay. Phone will always compensate for whatever kind of light that you have. So as it gets dimmer, it will bring the gain up to make it look like you're not losing light. And sometimes you don't want that. Anyway, so this is the angle poise light. I'm showing it to you because I'm about to put the phone into it because it's actually really handy. So hang on one second. I have to do this without hitting off the screen or accidentally pressing the button to turn everything off. Now, so let me just see how I can do this. Right. So my light. Okay, so the next thing is this unit here. This is the phone gun. One second. Okay. Obviously it's going to come in 2 pieces. These will be in a few days. Again, it's the same idea. Your phone goes in here. Have I got a spare phone? Yeah. Okay. So your phone goes in here. It just basically kind of clips on like that. And then you tighten this here. I'm doing this while I'm trying to watch the screen of my phone. Okay, now mine is an old one and it got broken. I glued a piece of cork on here because I didn't want to throw it out. Your one's going to be brand new. This is an old phone, it's all wrecked and scratched. So generally speaking, you hold it like that, like a gun. It's easier to hold it because you don't need 2 hands. If you have it properly secured, your phone will stay in. You can also open the handle and it will turn into, let me move this out of the way, a tripod if you so wished. And there's a button here, see this button here? You press that, watch. You can move, it clicks forward, and you can basically move the phone. So now you have a kind of a tripod and it will fix in place. And you can move that just by pressing that button and it'll lock in various positions. You can hear it there. Okay, so that's the phone gun. They're going to arrive first, I'd say, before anything else. So that's that. Now, next one is, I can throw that one out of the way. The next one is just the green screen. I think it's 1 meters by 2 meters. It's a large green screen. I haven't, whoa, pardon me. I haven't ordered frames or anything for this because the idea was that we were going to be working on a desk. So we shouldn't need a standard frame, but you can use this. Now you don't have to use this. It's not an actual requirement, but I knew some people would want to use this. Maybe towards the end, we might bring in a requirement to export a background from Maya and put it into something. So at the moment, don't worry about it. Okay, next thing, GorillaPod, which is this one here. Again, hang on a second. Let's get this straight. Okay, so the GorillaPod, that's another phone. Generally speaking, has 3 very flexible, strong, kind of steel flexible legs surrounded by rubber. So you watch loads of videos on this, you can see how it works. There's a little tightening clamp here which allows the again, we have another one of these phone clamps. You're going to have about 3 of these because one comes with the light as well. You get it into the position you want and you lock that and it should be fairly solid. and then it's only a matter of just basically bending the legs. Now, you don't have to use it as a tripod. If you had a door handle or something, just depends what you're going to be using it for. This isn't just, well, pardon me, I can fix my light in place. It's in place now. If you just had, so if you just had a facility, or if you had a requirement to just mount a camera anywhere, like on a door handle or something like that, so you can get a kind of shot you wouldn't normally get walking down a hallway, this is brilliant because you can just wrap this around a door handle like so, lock it into place. You can just wrap it till it stops, and then at that stage you just basically put the phone onto it and point it in whatever angle you want. So you'll see the applications for this when you actually get to use it, a time when you're going to want a camera somewhere. And there's no easy way to mount a tripod anywhere else. This thing is really, really good for that. Okay, and it's quick, it's light, it's easy, and it's very strong, and it will hold your phone in place. So that's your GorillaPod. That's coming too. That one actually comes with this, which is very, very handy. It's a remote control, Bluetooth, connects to your phone, so for taking snapshots. So it's going to be handy for the stop motion, so you don't have to be touching the screen and shaking your camera. There's two buttons on it, one's for Apple and the other's for Android. It works extremely well. It just works, basically. Just connects to your Bluetooth. Every time you press it, it will take a shot, whichever way you've set it up. So that comes with the GorillaPod. Now, what's next? So this unit here, it's going to unplug this. Okay, so this is our light. There's a little bit of instructions to go with this because this is a multifunctional little device. So hang on a second. Okay, now, so again, it comes with another phone holder which just kind of clips in and then it tightens down like so. That's very handy. It also comes with its own little tripod, which you could almost use as a kind of a selfie stick if you wanted. But for the moment, I'm not going to pay attention to any of that because the light is the most important thing. Okay, so the way this light works is, basically it's an array of LEDs, red, green and blue, and the idea is you can make up pretty much any color you want with it, right? So I'm just going to show you this. Let me just stand up here so I can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so on the back here you'll see with the instructions we've got, okay, so basically dim up and down. So there's two kind of sliding buttons here, right? There's a notch on them. Let me see if we can bring this up so you can still see. There's a little notch to allow you to catch it with your finger, and it will both press and pull to the left and right. Okay, so we'll show you these. So this one here almost exclusively controls dimming of the light, and this one here controls power and effects, right? So yeah, and then there's a few mounts on the side of it, so you can actually put the phone camera, as you saw, the phone was on this one, but you can also put one on the side, and there's another one on the back of the actual phone holder. So there's a number of ways of mounting this. Anyway, look, the point about it is, let's have a look at the actual light itself. So you press and hold this one here for a second or two, and it'll turn on. Now, your screen at the moment is flashing on screen. It's actually not in real life. The problem is the refresh rate on the phone and the refresh rate of the light are different, so it has a kind of a cyclical effect on it. We won't worry about that for the moment. Now, okay, so what I do have to get this out of state. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. It will let me not, well, the phone holder is on it, it's overriding it. Okay, so we'll bring it up here and we'll focus. Okay, so at the moment what we have, there's three different settings. This particular one here at the moment is about color temperature, right? So I'll show you the light. It's extremely bright. It's at 9,000 Kelvin. If I begin to pull this one down, you'll see the percentage. This is the brightness, okay? So it's still on. It's not as bright, but that's not affecting the actual color temperature. So Kelvin is a measurement of color temperature, and at the moment, let's bring it back up to 100. It's at 9,000, which is basically about as white as we can get. So I'm going to bring it up to the Kelvin measurement at the top, okay, and I'm going to start to bring it down. Now again, hang on a second. Okay, hang on. Okay, now here it is coming down now. Okay, so you'll see it's coming down through 7,000, 6,000, 5,000. And the color, again, the phone is compensating for color and brightness. But as it gets down, its lowest is 2,500. And 2,500 is actually quite a warm light. You can see it kind of on my hand there. It's kind of like a pinky cream white. So we'll bring it back up to 9,000 and give you an indication. Although, to be honest, it's not going to work one way there. My hands are just coming out red. Okay, but that's really good for setting your color temperature. You don't want to wash out a scene, so you can literally choose a warm color or a bright color depending what it is you're doing. Now, if I press the button, it goes over to RGB mode. You can see it there. Hang on a second. Okay, RGB mode basically controls hue and saturation. So again, I can drag the slider down, and you should see the color changing in behind for hue. Everything's going to change color because the light's bouncing around the room. So I bring it back up again. Again, the phone compensates for a lot of color shifts, so we kind of have to be careful with it. Okay. Now, if I press it, it goes to S, which is saturation. So it'll be the same color, but it will bring the saturation of that color down. Okay. So the first time when we cycle through hue, it'll basically change from go right through the spectrum, and the second time it will change the saturation. Now I'm going to press it once more, and this time we're into special effects. So the way this works is, and again, the phone doesn't like looking straight into light. It tries to compensate for everything. It can't even get a focus on it. These are all special effects, so you can probably see the effects of these light more than anything else. So let me just bring this back up again. I'm going to cycle down through it. So this one says TV. Right, so I'm gonna bring it off screen so you can see the effect. Okay, so you'll see that the light is changing. So this is simulating what a television would look like from outside a house. Basically, brighter screen. If you ever pass by somebody's house and their blinds are closed and you see the light going up and down, you kind of know it's a television, because that's what televisions do. We don't see it because we're looking straight at the screen. Let's go down one more, and this one is fireworks. So I'll pull this one off. Now, I'm going to turn off the other light because I realised that that's washing everything out. Now, okay, fireworks. Now it's gone out of focus because we're shooting in darkness. Okay, so focus, basically what the fireworks is, it just basically, it's lots of different colours of light. And that can be handy. Next one is lightning. Okay, well, that's fairly straightforward. Every now and again it's just going to flash. Give it a second. It'll be random to a certain degree. And it doesn't come up well on camera because as soon as you get a flash in the camera tries to auto-compensate with the gain. So that's not great. Okay, so let's turn that one off because it's also a bit flashy. The next one is fire engine. Okay, so that's basically just going to be red, blue, white. Okay, that's that one. The next one is an ambulance, which is indistinguishable from a fire station. Oh no, it's actually, they're doing white and blue. Okay, that's fine. A cop car. So this is American. They're calling it a cop car, so they mean America. So it's basically red and blue. So you go red. Again, you have to just see the light reflected from it. You won't really. The phone's terrible for this sort of thing. Let's go on down again. We've got hang on. HSI fast, HSI slow. Okay. Suddenly realised I probably should have researched what HSI stands for. Hue, saturation, and... No, that wouldn't be right. That hasn't got to do with speed. We'll work it out. No worries. Next one is blue flash. Okay, that's fairly straightforward. You can see suddenly it goes blue, and then white and blue. That one actually comes out okay on camera. And then we've got green flash. Shocker. If you want to do something matrixy. Red flash. You want to do something completely different. High-low beam. Now, I'm assuming what they mean by this is the difference between a car headlights, high and low beam. We don't really call them that, but let's have a look at the effect of it. So we've got high beam, low beam. Okay, that was exciting. Next, we've got emergency, which is probably not unlike the... I assuming they mean emergency in the building when the lights start to go off instead of the fire or something like that. It's hard to know. Then we've got paparazzi. So this one simulates camera flashes, which is very good. It's not unlike lightning, except it's a bit more... it's still random, but it's a bit more frequent. What else have we got? We've got RGB strobe. Okay, this one is kind of psychedelic and funky. It basically just goes through. Again, I can put this on the camera. All you can see is white because the phone is constantly compensating for the color to try and make it white. But generally speaking, you can see the light reflected from it. Okay, after this one we have just regular strobe. So that's just a white strobe. Okay, that's epilepsy stuff. So we're going to move on from that. And then we've got pulsing. Let's see what this one does. Oh, right. So basically it dims all the way down and up again. So it's kind of like, you know, warning. you have 3 minutes to distraction. Okay, then we've got a faulty light bulb. Okay, so it's just simulating a faulty light bulb. So it's flickering every now and again. I assume that it's simulating a fluorescent, because regular bulbs, incandescent bulbs, don't do that. Then we got party, which I imagine is just RGB strobe again, kind of, it just changes every now and again. And then we're back to candle again, which simulates a candle. Okay, so you kind of get the idea from that what it does. With all of these, if you use the bottom one, you can basically take the brightness of it down. You'll see the percentage going down. Let me just focus. Yeah, you'll see the percentage of it going down there. So we're still doing candle, but we're doing very, very low candle. And we can bring it up just a little bit to 10%, and it will do it then. So this bottom button here controls the brightness on everything I've already showed you. It's brightness only, the bottom one. That's why it says dim. Okay, so we're happy with that. You get the idea. Handy little gadget. I'm glad we could get them. Now let me turn the light on this main light back on. There we go. Okay, so hi everybody. Just want to interject here and interrupt Noel while he's talking to say that the last and final piece of equipment that's on its way is the DJI Osmo 3 mobile phone gimbal. Okay, so there are loads and loads of videos online to show you how to unpack this and set it up and get the most out of it and adjust it here and there. It's going to require the installation of an app on your phone called the DJI Osmo Mimo app. Either way, it'll come in the instructions in the box. This is a really, really nice piece of kit. It works extremely well. It will take a little bit of getting used to, but when you get used to it, it's terrific. So we won't be using this really for stop motion. This is going to be for the movies that we're going to be making, and pretty much all of our filming, just to get that kind of steady cam type motion. So it's very, very good. The little foam guns that we got will do us for the very first one for the montage, because I don't think we're going to have these in time. Maybe we will. This could be in a week, 10 days, I don't know. If they arrive in time, you can absolutely use these and the work would look a lot better. The chances are we're going to be working on our scripts and our shooting lists and our basic ideas for at least a good week to 2 weeks, and then maybe these will be in by then and you can use them. If not, we can resort to the phone gun. Won't be as smooth, won't be as nice, but we'll get an update on it, and if it looks like we know within a couple of days when they're going to arrive, we can make a decision on if we're going to start shooting our script with the guns or we're going to hang on for the gimbals. Okay, so that's basically just that. Just wanted to throw that in there. We'll go back to him and let him finish. That's the light, and that's the tripod that comes with that. It's got a ball joint on it, which is very good, and then it has a phone holder. That's our GorillaPod, which also, hang on, there's a limit to how much I can show on screen. That's a GorillaPod which comes with a remote control. That is our phone gun. We already have seen our green screen, and then there's the actual light that a phone is being held by, the angle poise that I showed you in the beginning. Okay, so between all of those things, you should have enough for a decent setup. Now again, I just want to say, and just be kind of clear on this, watch this. I'm not expecting it, and I'm not requiring anyone to use this at this moment in time. Definitely for what we're doing. It could come in handy, and maybe people might want to use it and they might not, but I'm not going to push the envelope on this because we have enough to be doing as it is without keying out a background. So that's pretty much that. Apologies for the 17-minute video, but it was important to show you this. And let's see if I can hit cancel on this without wrecking it. Okay, so there you go. So this is all coming our way very, very soon.